Hey, Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, and we just got back from the AWSI, and we have been testing the kites out there, and I was really looking forward to get these North kites. This is the Orbit. Get these North kites and put them into testing right down here in Texas in our wind speed. I got a really good time to sit down with Hugh, who's one of the hardware designers, and really go through a lot of the things that they are doing and what they've been changing. I tell you, it's fantastic. Now, the big myth out there I heard a lot of people talk about is Pat Goodman came from the Cabrina side of things, and he's over now with North doing designing, and they said, oh, what is it going to be, another switchblade? Well, I will tell you, it is not a switchblade. This kite is fantastic. This is the Orbit. This is what they call their big air free ride, and they had to come out with this kite pretty quick because it was for the King of the Air. And the King of the Air competition, those guys wanted a kite that'll do just about everything. And what I mean by that is they want stability. When you're jumping really big, high cranking winds, you want a kite that has some stability to it. But out of the stability, you want it to turn fast, you want it to jump good, and handle really well. Well, they've done a great job. This kite, I tell you, I want it to be responsive. When I talk about a kite that's responsive, which is pretty much nowadays in the designing thing. If you have a kite that lags when you put in the response through the bar, that's old design. Nowadays, that thing should move and be real quick with how you put the feedback into that bar. When you put a turn in, it's there and it's ready to go. So it'll kite loop if you want it to. It'll relaunch really nice. You're looking for a kite that's got some nice swept-back tips to it. Now, the Orbit is a 5-strut kite. So I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, 5 struts, sometimes they get a little bit heavy, and they slow down the reaction. Not at all. This kite is so quick, so responsive, and it has a really nice jump and hang time to it. So I want to look at it and tell you guys they've done a great job. If you need to get out there and get a kite that's going to jump, do just about anything, the Orbit is a fantastic model. Now, these kites are made in Sri Lanka, which is a lot of the kites out there are, and I like to go through it. That factory is phenomenal, doing great jobs. They've been making a ton of different model kites out there, different brands, and they have perfected it and done some really great jobs. This has got the D2 cloth on it. One thing that I really like about their bridling system is it doesn't have the sleeved lines on it. It's got high performance Spectra bridles and cuts down drag. I love that in design. It's a real simple bridle. It's a static bridle, so it means there's no sliders in there. And I was curious about how the kite would react with that. It reacts very fast, very responsive, and the bar pressure. Bar pressure on the Orbit is about a medium bar pressure, which is something I like. I like medium to low in my personal, but you can feel right where that kite is, but it doesn't take just tons of arm pressure to get that kite to do what you want it to do, which is something I really like. When it comes down to construction, as I said, they've done a fantastic job. They have a standard screw valve up here, which fits almost every single pump in the industry. It is like Slingshot Cabrina or whatever it is, easily hooks up to it. It's not the big Boston, it's a smaller type Boston. Very easy to release. It doesn't take a special adapter for it. It just takes the end of your pump. I like that idea. Something that's simple, something that works no matter where you're at, a pump will work on it. Doesn't take all the special fittings. As of construction going through, the Dacron, all the reinforcements they've done a fantastic job. But they kept the weight down, which is something I really like. Instead of putting real big molded type pads over them, they've put on the protective pads, but they put a bump of foam underneath here that keeps that suspended up off of the surface as much as possible to reduce abrasion. The webbings here on the struts, I really like this. This keeps strength in this area, which will bend. This is your luff curve area. This is the most important part about a kite and the shaping of the kite and how it handles, how its power comes in through the kite. In that most important area, they've got the Dacron up here on each of the struts. The one pump system they use, pretty standard, very tough, very durable. But they've done a great job. It's got Dacron along the trailing edge. Again, it's hard to say. There's a lot of great kites out there and how they're constructed, but I will tell you, if you haven't got your hands on one of these kites, definitely do so. It is not what you think it is until you fly that thing. The Orbit is great. I love the turn speed. I think it's something, if you're looking for a new kite out there, something that'll do just about everything for you, this is one of those kites. Anyway, that's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com. And don't forget to click down below if you like the video, if it helps you out. Next up, we're going to talk about their new Navigator bar. Anyway, it's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, so you learn more.